Hey, what's going on, Aries? How are you? Thanks for watching. This is going to be your second half of September read for 2018. So thank you so much. How was the first half of September for you, Aries? Oh, how was the new moon for you guys? Were you able to set your intentions? I know I did. All right, Aries. What do you got coming up for you in the second half of September? I hope things were able to move well for you during the first half. So let's take a look at the second half. Alright, Aries. Right there. Ooh, Aries, you guys actually are building up from this new moon in Virgo. You're moving up from that to the full moon in Aries later this September. So Aries, this particular reading may be pretty, may impact you in a pretty heavy way or in a pretty significant way, but let's take a look. Okay, Aries. So right here, I'm showing you the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So Aries, with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, you may be moving through the second half of September. Some of you may be feeling like you don't have complete control of the environment that you're in. Some of you may feel like, you know, things at work are crazy. Things maybe at your home life are crazy. Just any things that you feel particularly responsible for, you may not have a clear grip on that. This is also saying that for a lot of you, Aries, some of you are probably moving through September trying to figure out how you can just, you know, be a little bit more selfish. Maybe some of you aren't very being selfish enough with yourself. Like some of you maybe aren't paying attention to the things that you have to pay attention to as far as you. Like maybe for some of you that could indicate, you know, your health, your financial status, you know, maybe you aren't really seeing things through on the job. But for some of you, this is just probably you. A lot of you, I just really feel like this is you, just not necessarily, like I said earlier, being selfish enough. You're just being maybe a little too giving of your resources for some of you. Okay, now here I do have the Eight of Cups here in reverse. So Aries, for a lot of you, I just feel like with the Eight of Cups here in reverse, this is telling me that you are, you have contemplated walking away from a particular situation or maybe even a relationship. But for a lot of you, you haven't really decided exactly what to let go of emotionally. Or some of you even feel like you have just let go. There's nothing really holding you back, you know, money-wise. There's nothing really holding you to somebody other than maybe your emotions. You know, maybe you guys aren't, for some of you, you may be going through a divorce and maybe you're just no longer financially tied to this person anymore, or maybe, you know, you have split your bank accounts and now you've completely walked away. So a lot of you, you know, I feel like you have like let go of a significant relationship in your life coming through the midway of September. Okay, Aries, I do have your own energy right here as the King of Swords. I feel like the decision you made to walk out of a situation or leave a particular situation or relationship is something that you really contemplated doing for a very, very long time. You were very strategic in how you were going to do it. I feel like you were probably maybe even a little secretive in doing that as well. I feel like you walked away from a particular project, or you may have, you know, like bowed down from, you know, a raise, maybe because you just weren't, you were maybe a little fearful of the success. But for some of you, I really just also strongly feel like this is a relationship that you backed away from. For some of you, this could be another fire sign in your energy that's actually just taking a look at the things that you have done in the relationship, and they're like, okay, well, maybe I feel like they're kind of thinking like, well, what can I do, to move our situation forward? What can I do to, for some of them, I feel like encourage you to, follow your dreams, or, I feel like they understand that you did what you had to do as far as leaving the situation or relationship because it was not making you fulfilled. Whether you communicated with them, that or not. Okay, Aries, so here we do have the Seven of Wands here in reverse. And what this is indicating to me, it does indicate that you could have, for a lot of you, you could have a lot of options with what you're going to move forward towards since you have left this relationship. For some of you, this could indicate that you may have more than one particular suitor that you're looking at, or you may have been dealing with more than one person in your relationship, and you were able to walk away from that because you didn't see how you could be elevated. Maybe somebody showed you something else that was a little bit more pretty. But now that it's in reverse, Aries, I do feel like, as you're moving forward and making your decisions about letting go of situations or people, I really feel like you should just take a look at the things that, are being offered to you, so that you can just discern for yourself if, because every opportunity is not a good opportunity, even though it may be a little bit shinier, than what you have, but that's all. There may not be any substance. For some of you, I just feel like you may even just be like imagining that you imagine yourself walking away from a particular person or a particular situation, and you're imagining yourself letting go of something that was very stable in your life because you do want something better, even though you may not be certain as to what that better is. I do show the Three of Wands in reverse. So I really feel like a lot of you Aries are really impatient about how you are moving about this. I feel like a lot of you just already know, okay, you know what? I don't see anything moving forward in this situation, in this relationship, on this job. I don't see anything moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and just cut my losses and try my luck elsewhere. Whether or not, I don't feel like I have anything to lose. I'm so sorry, Aries. Sorry about that. Allergies. But anyways, I feel like a lot of you just feel like you really don't have anything to lose. So you're able to move through the second half of September, just ready, to make the hard choices necessary for your own personal growth. But at the same time, you understand that there are risks involved in doing that. But I feel like you feel like the reward of letting go of your situation will be worth the risk. And right here, you do have the Two of Swords in reverse. So I don't necessarily feel like you guys are having a hard time making this decision. I mean, you've got your Four of Pentacles here in reverse, and you know that, you're ready to let go. And with the Two of Swords in reverse, I feel like you're not necessarily, it's not necessarily a hard decision for you to make. With the Two of Swords in reverse, I interpret that as you being able to clearly see the things that clearly see that you're not actually exactly happy where you are now, and you're okay with ending, maybe the one constant thing that you do have, because you are ready to build elsewhere. you're ready to attain a different level of happiness. For a lot of you, it may not even be about letting go. For a lot of you, I feel like this person could be very supportive of you while you are figuring out exactly what the next steps are in your life to bring you happiness. Because, this person can still be there as an anchor for you, even right now. And for some of you, Aries, if this is in fact you, I just feel like you are actually really thinking about your next move. Like, you're contemplating your next move, and you're being, you're very fair about, how you are ready to move, even though that, you may not be able to see everything clearly, but you know that you are ready to move, and you know that you're not happy. Not really. Or not fully, should I say. And in your current environment, like I said, the Two of Swords reverse just re-edifies to me that, you're you're ready to go ahead and make a move, because you feel like if you don't make a move, you will get stuck in your own head. Okay? And I'm showing here in your hopes that in doing so, in realizing that there's more to life than where you are currently, or in realizing that you are ready to give up on a current situation in your life to focus on other things, I do see here that all in all, you really do hope to gain a certain level of fulfillment from it. I feel like, here, like, I don't necessarily feel like you're walking away from your cups here when it's upright, but when it's reversed, I just feel like you're just kind of leaving them there to come back to, because, you realize that other cups, those other two cups that give you that 10, they're not going to just come to you. You're going to have to put in the effort. You're going to have to let go of some things, maybe leave some things behind just for a moment. I feel like, you have people in your corner that's going to be good for you. That's going to be maybe an anchor for you while you do that, while you go deal with, the mysticism and the, the illusions. And so this is very great, because I do see that you do have that hope, and that, with that hope, you can manifest those positive things. And then coming out, I do see here, you do have the Temperance in reverse. So with the Temperance in reverse, this is basically just, I still see, like, okay, so with the Temperance here upright, this gives us the energy of, like, divine balance. Like, all you really have to do is, like, just kind of live your life, and the divine will, get all the extremes of your life balanced out, and just be patient. But with it being in reverse, I'm feeling like the universe is asking you just to put forth a little bit of effort. You put forth a little bit of effort, and the universe can counteract with the rest, and will cause the balance in your life that you need for full emotional fulfillment. And if you look at it, you got the Eight of Cups here in reverse, and then you got, the other two cups right here. So I just feel like that's just great energy, Aries. Excuse me. I apologize, Aries. Something's wrong with my voice today. Spirit, can you clarify this Eight of Cups in reverse? Yeah, so with that, I get the Four of Pentacles upright, which we already knew that, you already know that, that there's time to release yourself, or let go of the past, or let go of certain fears. There's things that are holding you back. I feel like what's holding you back, Aries. It's just time to actually really let go of that. You know what I'm saying? And so with this here, with the Eight of Cups, is the what you're being asked to do, or what you're going to actually have to do is, like I said, not necessarily leave your cups, all together, but, stashing them somewhere, or, just, keeping all of your faculties, keeping all of your emotions with you, And, you know, but at the same time, just not allowing it necessarily to affect you as far as making your decisions, or really knowing what to give up. Honestly, with this, like this, I see it like you just have to figure out exactly what to give up and what to hold on to. And some of you may be dealing with exactly that, and you do have somebody in your energy, like I said, that could be helping you discern what it is exactly that you need to give up, and what it is that you need to hold on to. And as I talk about that, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse pops up. And so basically with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, with the King of Wands right here, again, this is just me telling me that there's somebody in your corner that could be taking an assessment of, like, you know, they're helping you. Their action is by helping you take an assessment of where you are now versus where you want to go. And with that, I feel like the sky's the limit with you, Aries. You just need to figure out exactly what that is. It's going to give you complete happiness. And for some of you, that's just, you just want to be able to have the freedom a little bit to move around freely in your situations. And that's beautiful too, Aries. I just want to get a little bit of extra advice here as we close out here for Aries. Thanks so much, Aries, for being patient. Ooh, 2 cards. All right, so Aries, you got the Mystic Circle. Your abilities will be enhanced. And the Siren, a temptation could lead you astray, or may lead you astray. So with these 2 cards highlighted here for us, Aries, I'm getting the feeling of, you know, as you as you move about in your decision making, knowing that because we already know that you need to let go of something in order to. You need to let go in order, or you need to figure out what it is that you need to let go of and what it is that you need to hold on to, so that, you know, you can bring yourself into a more abundant situations. You know, I feel like for a lot of you, you know, if you work at a certain job, or if you have like a certain skill, like a certain trade that you do, or maybe some of you even could be taking a very spiritual turn, as far as like learning a lot about spiritual things, about the occult and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of you during the second part of September, a lot of you will begin to have like enhanced abilities, whether, you know, like I said, you know, the things that you do are going to be that much more skillful. You're going to get a lot more finesse to the things that you like to do. Now with the Siren, it is telling me here that you do need to pay attention to temptations, things that actually look pretty but aren't necessarily good for you, here reiterated with the 7 of Cups in reverse. So I think that's really, really positive energy for you, Aries, moving through the last part of September. Just remember to, it's okay to want to move and to want to even go out into maybe the mystics and things that you don't really understand. But just pay attention that, everything that glitters isn't gold, Aries. And I think that overall, coming out of September, things will be looking even more great for us. Aries, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.